Cool, so the last thing I'm gonna talk about is appropriate resistance, and especially for legs. Right, so why would it be important to have appropriate resistance to train your legs? Can anybody answer that? Have any thoughts, any ideas?
Make sure you're working hard enough, but not so hard that you're losing form in the exercise.
Yeah. And why for the legs especially?
So that you can stand back up at the end of a rep.
Big strong muscle, aren't they? So they're big muscles. You need to load it.
Strongest, biggest muscles in your body are your leg muscles. Yeah, your quads, your hamstrings, and the biggest muscles in your body are your glutes. Right, so these are the biggest muscles that you have. Right, so if we're thinking about how we're loading the upper body in relation to the upper body, obviously, logically, the muscles that can take the most amount of resistance, that have the greatest potential in terms of the loads that you're using, are your legs, right? And again, think again, why would we want to train them hard? Why would we want to train our legs hard?
Taking the body weight the whole time,
Yeah, but what in terms of your goals, right? Why would we want to train the legs hard?
Well, if they're the biggest muscle, then they've got to take the most.
You're using the most, the bigger the most, the more you're working them.
Yeah, but why? Why would that be a good thing? Why, for you specifically, why would that be a good thing?
Burning fat. Burning the whole time, yeah.
Burning fat. Yeah? So most of you want to get fat loss. That's why you're here. Yeah? So you think the muscles that you have that have the greatest potential, if we train them hard for you to reach your goals, are your legs. Yeah? So that's why it's important to have appropriate resistance. Okay, so obviously, really good point that Luke made. It's under a proviso that technique does not break down. Yeah, that we're moving safely. Obviously, that's what we're all about here: quality of movement, moving safely, technical proficiency. We don't want to. We don't. You know, if we think about perfect technique being 100%, we don't want any reps that are below 80. Yeah, for example. But assuming we've got all that in place, you should be training these fuckers hard. Yeah, really, really hard. So appropriate loading is something we need to work on, because a lot of you are not loading up enough, to be honest. Yeah. So think about what are the two main moves that we have for the lower body. There's two main exercises that we have. Squats.
And the lunges.
Not the lunge, no. Greg gave you the answer. Yeah, squat and the deadlift. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, so we've got knee dominant, quad dominant. Yeah, so these are the two big moves that we have for the low body. And as we've established, training the legs hard has the greatest potential for you to reach your goals, fat loss. So the two exercises that have the greatest potential for you to reach your goals are the squat and the deadlift. Yeah, so these are your daddy moves that you want to be really pushing yourself on. And that starts with, obviously, got the technique right. Most of you have been here for quite a while. You can squat properly, but we need to get the resistance right. Yeah? So we need to be really, really pushing. Okay, so for loading the legs, what I want everyone to start doing is using kettlebells rather than dumbbells, maybe apart from the deadlift. On the deadlift, if you've got two dumbbells, obviously we've got the dumbbells that go up to 30 kilo on that as well. Right? But a lot of you are obviously doing squats with one dumbbell. Yeah? And it's less weight than you would use on a floor press or a row. Yeah? It's just like one dumbbell that we're holding here. Yeah? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So if we can switch to using double kettlebells for the squat, yeah? Obviously if we've got them in the rack position, it is, and it's there correctly, it's a lot easier to hold them in position, and we can start to use more resistance. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've not seen that done wrong. I've only ever seen people use that. So Lloyd did something with that.
Yeah? Double rack position.
Yeah.
because I've got it there. I mean, okay, my arms are doing a bit of work, but not much. Not much, yeah? So I've got 32 kilos there, and I'm going into my squat. Yeah, you think that's 216s. If you're training your chest and you're using 220s, that's 40 kilos. And then you're going to your legs and you're using one of these, and you're training your legs with 16. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Or
your
8.
legs are stronger than your chest. Your legs are stronger. When you're in a squat, it's not just your quads. You've got your glutes involved, your hamstrings. Yeah? When you're doing chest press, it's relatively small muscles. Yeah? So just appropriate loading. And yeah, using the 2 kettlebells obviously makes that easier. And then obviously with the deadlift, same thing, right? Big muscles, hamstrings and glutes. Yeah, double weights. Yeah, on the deadlifts. On the deadlifts, you can use double dumbbells as well. And obviously we've got dumbbells going up to 30. Some of you, there's a few of you should be using the 30s, 60 kilo, definitely. We've done barbell work at abs and, you've been squatting like 100 kilos. So, yeah, very doable.
The fear of having to do 15.
It's the reps.
3
Yeah.
times. 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. That's the tougher.
Yeah, so even then,
Step down.
sure, the less rest you have, the more reps you do, obviously using lighter weights. So we're always applying that logic, but we do want to be getting into these legs a little bit more, training them a little bit harder.
No 8s, Tom.
Don, there's a few of us who've got lower back problems, and I've recently lowered the amount of weights that I carry for doing squats just because of the lower back. Would you?
Right. Are you feeling when you're squatting? Is it creating an issue on your lower back?
Slightly, yeah.
Right.
It
Okay.
was.
So then, in that situation, all we can really say is I have to, whatever advice I give you has to be specific to you. Kind of thing. I've got to go in there and see what's going on.
I think the other thing you can do though is really milk the time under tension. So if you do go lighter,
Yeah.
really concentrate on that 3-second down, get a little pause at the bottom, then stand up. Jerk it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's it, man. So we're going to